What we have here is a Canon Powershot A410, a 3.2 megapixel camera from August 2005. And what we should do is to repair this. The problem with this camera is that the selector buttons on the back don't work. Switch it on and get it to the main menu. There is a problem with this because on the menu button the problem to get up the menu and also problem to scroll up and down, and the problem is probably inside the camera in the connectors and the contacts for these buttons and this round selector here. So I am going to disassemble it and see what can be done. Remove the batteries, remove the card. One screw, there's one screw here, 3 on the bottom and 1 on the other end. So we have to remove this. This is easily done. Just don't mix them up because the screws on the ends are different from the screws on the bottom. Different sizes. Here we go. And the last one. So the next thing we got to do is to open up the camera, which should not be too difficult. It comes apart rather easily here. All right, so here we are, it's open, and the problem is the contacts here on the main board and these contacts here and this piece here, this rubber with the contacts where the buttons meet these contacts. So you can see that if we put this here, it's going to work when you push it. So what we should do is to take a bit of contact spray and spray a little bit on these contacts here and on the main board a little bit of contact cleaner. This has probably not been opened in many years, so it is natural that something happens to this, gets dirty or whatever. Maybe dust accumulates. It's not a big deal to clean this Just have to be careful not to touch other components of the camera. This is the main problem area, and I don't know if it shows up on the video, but this is getting a bit cleaner, and it is only normal that in the course of many years something like this can happen. It's a surprisingly nice camera, although it's old and only 3.2 megapixels. Video is pretty primitive, but it's pretty good when you consider how old it is, and it's a nice extra camera to have if you need the camera, for example, in the car. You have to be very careful about these connectors here. They are easily broken, or I imagine so, if you're not careful. So this is clean, and all we need to do is to put this back on. Put this in place. This is not difficult. Okay, so you see the buttons are all in the right places, and we just assemble this again here. Not forcefully, just nice and slow. Alright, so it seems to be alright. We begin with the screw up here. They are very tiny. And ideally we need JIS, Japanese industry standard screwdrivers for this operation, but if you are careful you can also use other standards. Okay, so we are left with the three screws for the bottom, and I put in the first one. The second one. And the last one. Okay, so everything is in place. What we need to do next is to put in the batteries. Be careful to use good quality batteries in this camera, because if you just use batteries for clocks and watches and so on, they are not long lasting enough. And this is an old 256 megabyte SD card. Put that in here too and close the lid. So let's see what happens if I turn it on. Okay, it comes on easily. And now let's go to the shooting menu, and you can see everything works very well. Easily we can select whatever we want to use. This was totally impossible before the cleaning. Go to the video menu, the same here. Everything is in the best order. So this was obviously successful. It's a nice little camera, surprisingly good for photos and videos considering how low the megapixels are in comparison with modern cameras, but it cost almost nothing. But it's easy to repair stuff like this, and just thank you for watching, and hope that you will be able to solve your problem if this ever happens to you. Thank you.